All right, traders, welcome back to the channel. We're going to do a really quick update on a stock that I really am liking. I mentioned them on Twitter a few days ago. They had a really good run up to about like $5, and then they came back down, and that's when I started loading up on this thing. Ticker symbol PTPI. I do own shares in this. I've added twice, and let's go over exactly where I got into this. I'm going to give you my thesis on it as well and why I think this penny stock can actually really pay out and why I'm actually playing this, right? So, looking at what happened, they're really heavily shorted, and the borrow fee is outrageous. We're going to get to that here in a sec. And so it's a really sought after short position, but there's a lot of good news going on with them right now. So you had these crazy run up to like $5, shot down, and then I started looking into it, and I was like, maybe there's still something here, and I really think it can keep going, right? So looking here, I ended up buying some when it got above $3, and look, it was mounting that level, but it did not, and it got rejected at the weekly. So that actually was a pretty poor buy-in for me. So once you came back down to like 220, 230, I started getting interested again. You had to run up to about 260, and I was like, okay, time to start playing this position, right? So I started buying down 240 and 230 down here once we started mounting that weekly that we had from this week going on right now, right? And I anticipated you'd get a test of the monthly, but what I didn't anticipate is that you would shoot straight through it today, right? Unfortunately, I wasn't monitoring it, so I got up about, because I doubled my position when you came back down here, so I was up about 30% total in the whole position, right? And it's not a huge position. I had about 3,000 entered here, and then I got another 3,000 here. It's only like 6K, so it's not a huge position by any means, but I do really like the opportunity here, right? And so I think this really can go crazy once it mounts and holds above $3. Now, something really comparable to this is going to be BCTX, which I'll go over here in a sec, but I just want to show everyone what I'm looking at when it comes to the chart and why I think this is such a huge resistance, right? So it's not a super old stock by any means. It's about a year and a half old, right? It's really, pretty new to the scene, right? So as you extend this, you can see this whole area here was a massive level of support, basically $3. And then it flipped underneath, and every time it pushes up, it just gets pushed right back under $3. And right now you can see you're getting rejected there multiple times. Now, this is not just going to be a TA video, so just give me a second. Right now you're sitting right at the monthly. I think that's a really great support, and you're going to want to see you start pushing back up pretty soon. Again, once I think it holds $3, so maybe that's the safest play if you're looking to get in this after. It's about a day, maybe a few hours. Holding above $3 would be very, very bullish because it can't hold it for more than 1-2 hours right now, and then get shot right back down. So that's going to be a really big indicator for you to go crazy. Luckily, I got really good buy-ins. Still at 270, I think this is going to run like crazy. I jokingly said $7 on Twitter just to, get a little bit of pump it up, So I really do like it, but looking at what's going on here, so let's look at iBorrowDesk. Now, this is what really had me interested in what really made me buy in yesterday of doubling my position, right? So this number was at 4. We can actually get a little bit of a zoom in here for you. This number was at 450%, I believe, at the all-time highs. You can't see it because it was out of the map here, but it was over 400% for the borrow fee. So if you wanted to short it, to borrow the stock, you would have to pay that outrageous fee. Right now the fee has been going down, and so have the shares that are available to borrow, right? So what happened on the 7th, they went nutty. Everyone was just borrowing this thing, shorting it, and the fee is going down right now. The same thing happened with AMC when it went absolutely bonkers back in June. Just so you know, for comparable, you had a huge run up in April, and I believe it was May, and then it started dropping right before it shot up. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go like AMC or anything like that, but it has a lot of potential. Now, what you're seeing is this is the date. This is December 7th, and then you'll see, boom, for the 8th, 9th, and then up until the 10th, there was no available shares. They ran out. Opened up today for a little bit. So for literally the first hour of trading, or 30 minutes of trading, there were shares available, and then guess what? There was no more. End of the day, there was a little bit more. It was over. There was no more available shares. So we're going to see on Monday how they come out, if there will be some available. I doubt there will be, but also look, that fee started going back up, which is usually a pretty strong indicator as well. I like that. Now going over to what's the good news surrounding them right now. So right now they're basically coming out. We're going to look at the bad news and the good news. So we'll start with the bad news. The bad news is that they had a share offering 2-3 weeks ago, right? So they had that share offering for $3. They came crashing down, and guess what? That $3 is where that huge support is. It's comedy, right? So that's where it was placed at. And that's what happened there. So that pushed the stock down, yada, 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 boom. Looking at the good news, what happened here? This is the good news. If you come over here, you can see that they actually had positive results on their over-the-counter for erectile dysfunction drug. Basically, it's going to be an OTC version of something like Viagra and then Cialis, things like that. They're just working on a new drug. They're doing all that stuff right now. I really don't spend a lot of time looking huge into therapeutics just because it's so stressful when it comes to, you know, passing these things. But the fact that they are looking really positive right now with the FDA, that's really big as well, especially with the possibility of these getting squeezed. So that's big as well. Going over here, the icing on the cake, if you will, is going to be this right here. The market cap is only 47 million. This can really start running in a hurry. That's another really big thing. And I only have shares. Can't even buy options on these guys. I don't really even know. I haven't even tried. I just bought shares because that's how I feel about them. It's a riskier position. I wouldn't want options even if I could. So that have shares only, just so you guys know. But the market cap can really start moving in a hurry as well. Just look at how low it is. And then we're going to come over to the volume. Today alone, when you started seeing those shares become available, look at the volume. 51 million. Literally over its market cap was traded today. Absolutely insane. In comparison, AMC, if you want to compare it to a company, AMC is like a, what is it? At the highs, AMC, well, right now it's 14 billion, but at the highs, I think it was like almost a 20 billion. Pretty positive, that's what it was. So going back to PTPI, I think it has tons of room. It looks extremely strong. There's literally no bear case for me at this moment. I don't see it dropping below $2, so the risk is pretty minimal. Upside's absolutely bonkers. I like this play. I'm just trying to feed you guys plays that I like. I've already entered this, so I want that to be full disclosure. If you have any questions, please comment down below. But if you want to see updates on some of these positions as well, Twitter, that's going to be the best way possible to get updates, just so you know. So always use the Twitter to get a hold. The link is down below. The Discord's down below if you want to get into those trades as I'm getting into those, as I'm updating everyone and telling people the plays I'm looking at as well. PTPI has massive, massive potential. I like what I'm seeing here. More updates will be coming out about these guys. Again, like, subscribe. It helps out the channel tremendously. Every day I'm posting videos on stocks that I like. And remember, we run the market.
I got no drip in my pocket.